So now let's go to second chapter. This chapter we'll learn the expressions, and also we will start use variables. That's use x to mark they call the spot. Okay, so then we try to convert our from the arithmetic go to the algebra. So this chapter actually is a very important. Now let's see. We need to understand a few concepts. So first one is called express. So what is express? We need to understand this. What is express? Express is just use like plus, minus, multiplication, divisions to connect some numbers, or you have some letters together. That's called express. Suppose I write like 17 plus 5, then times like 6. This one called express, mathematical express. Then we also can call, if we have some letters in it. So in algebra, see here, you see this one's letter, right? But actually that's still a number. The key point, we don't know that number yet, or we just use that sign to represent number, but we just want to keep that letter there. Then we can give that letter a different number, then we get a different expression. We'll get different value. See here, we have this. See, this one, actually that's called number of spaces. You know, we just use a letter to represent the number of spaces. You know, we don't know what is this number of spaces. Then we can give a number of spaces. That means give a value for this x. Then suppose x equals 0. Then you do 6 times 0, you got a 0, right? Then 0 divided by 2, you got a 0. So this expression will give you the value that will be 17, right? So if we give us x is a value like 2, say we do 6 times 2, that's 12. 12 divided by 2, you get a 6. So 17 plus 6, you get a 23. Okay? See, now here x, we call this one its variable. That means this one we can change. We can change it. So this one called a variable. This is the most important concept in algebra. Then the other numbers, the fixed, like 17, 6, or this divided by 2, this all numbers called constant. Okay, so in an expression, mathematical expression, you only have two kind of numbers, or the two types of numbers. One we call the constant, another one called a variable. Okay, now let's see. If you already know this expression, now we need to try to calculate some expression. So we also have some concept of called coefficient and term. Coefficient, that means the number before that variable. Suppose I write like this, 2x plus 3. So coefficient of this variable, that's 2. Okay? Say, what is a coefficient? Coefficient is a constant. And that's before the variable. Say this one, it's a constant, but before this variable, that's 2. So this one called coefficient of the variable x. Then this 3 is still called constant. But this one called linear term or the variable term. This one called constant term. So in this expression, we have 2 terms. We call the term. So that means this expression you can separate at 2 parts. One part is with the variable. Another part is without the variable. The term with the variable you can call it the variable term. But for this one, you can also call this as a linear term because the power of x is 1. That's linear term. Because later we will learn the expression will have the square term. That will be, suppose this 3x squared plus 2x. This one called the quadratic term. This one called linear term. This one called constant term. Okay? But then say these 3 terms, they are different. So that means they should separate. You cannot say I add this one together, I get like 5x. That's wrong. Because this term is different with this one. You cannot add these 2 terms together. If you have to add, you can just write 2x plus 3. But you cannot merge them as 1. Okay? So term, it's very important. If you don't understand term, a lot of students, they just try like what I write here, they just 2x plus 3, then they write like this one equals 5. That's definitely is wrong. Some write this one equals 5x. Some write this one equals 2x3. All these are wrong. This term is different with this term. They are different terms. You cannot merge these 2 terms together. You can only write them together like this. Okay? Now let's see some examples here. In each of following, place 4 in the blanks and evaluate the resulting expression. So say here it's a blank. They ask you put 4 here. Say what is the value you get. Everybody, can you send me your answer? Now let's check if you get it correct. Okay, Max, that's correct. Who else? Okay, Max got it correct. Who else? Sean got it correct. Okay, this is very easy. Yeah, Newton, you're right. When you put 4 here, this expression is 4 plus 3. So this one equals 7. Okay, now let's go to B. If you put 4 here, this 2 times 4. Yeah, Max is correct. Edison is correct. Who else? This one, yeah, Newton is correct. It's 2 times 4. This one equals 8. Okay, let's go to C. If you put 4 here, then what is the value for this expression? Max is correct. Anderson, double check your answer. Jasmine, you get it right. Newton, you got it right. Yeah, now Edison, you got it right. So here you have parentheses here. So that means the order of operation that you need to calculate 4 plus 12 first. That will be 16 divided by 4. This one should give you 4. Now, yeah, Sean also got it correct. Now let's calculate D. If you put 4 here, what do you get?
1x for each digit is correct.
What? Sorry, what did you say? You talk to me? Okay, if you put a 4 here, yeah, then now let's see, max is correct. Who else? So this one will be 4 squared times 3. The square, that's exponent, right? Exponent has a higher priority than the multiplication. So this one, that means you need to do 3 times 16. Then this one equals 48. Correct answer is 48. Okay, very good. Now let's go to the next example. This one, they give you x equals 6. Then they ask you calculate the value of these expressions. A. Everybody send me your answer for A. Okay, Max, you got it right. Sean got it right. Jasmine got it right. Okay, very good. This correct answer is 9. That's equals 6 plus 3. Newton also got it correct. Got a 9. Then 2. B. 2 times 6. Okay, Max is correct. Edison is correct. Sharon is correct. Newton is correct. Jasmine is correct. Yes, this one is very easy. 2 times 6. You got a 12. Okay, so now see, I write this one like 2, then parentheses 6. That means this 2 times 6. In algebra, because if you write a multiplication sign, this one is a lot of times will mix confusion with x, because we use x a lot of times in algebra. So then we don't want to write this multiplication sign. So we just use parentheses to separate the 2 and 6. That means 2 times 6. Okay, you can also do this way. Now let's say C. Everybody go to C. That will be 6 squared plus 3. Yeah, Max, you're right. Who else? Anderson, you're right. Who else? Okay, this one equals 36 plus 3. That's equals 39. Okay, very good. Now let's see D. D, you need to write this one 6 plus 12, then divided by 6. Okay, Jasmine right, Max right. Who else? Anderson right. Yeah, this one equals 6. 6 plus 12, that's 18. Then 18 divided by 6, that's 3. Now let's go to E. This one equals 3 times 6 squared. Okay, Max is correct. Who else? Square, that means that number times itself. So that means ask you calculate 6 times 6, then times 3. So Jasmine is correct. So this one equals 3 times 36. So you get the 108. Okay, now let's go to F. Everybody found this one. This one equals 5 times 6 minus 5, then square root. Yeah, Max is right, Jasmine is right. So first you need to do, okay, Sharon's also right. That's equals 30 minus 5, then square root. You got this one, 25 square root. So this one equals 5, because 5 squared give you 25. Okay, very good. Now we got this section. We already finished this section. Now you know your homework, that will be 2.1.1 to, now let's see here. Yeah, 2.1 to 0.1.2. So this is very easy. Okay, now let's go to second section. That's arithmetic with x prices. Okay, so that means here you need how to operate the expressions. Now let's learn this. Let's give you example 2.3. Michelle has 5 Lego sets and Adam has 3 Lego sets. And suppose each set has X Legos. Write expression for the number of Michelle has. Write expression of number of Legos Adam has. Write expression for the total number of Legos the two have together. Simplify the expression 5x plus 3x. Okay, so now let's see. A. Suppose each Lego set has X Legos. Then write expression for the number of Legos Michelle has. Michelle has how many sets? Michelle has 5 sets. And Adam has 3 sets. Each set has X Legos. So that means Michelle has 5x. This for Michelle. For Adam, he has 3x number of Legos. Then write expression for the total number. That will be 5x plus 3x. Then they ask you to simplify this. So this one, the variable that's same, x, right? The only different that's coefficient. This one's 5, this one's 3. So you can take x out. You get this one will be 5 plus 3. So then you get this one equals 8 times x. Okay, total that's 8x. So this one we called merge these like terms. This 5x and 3x called like terms. That means these two terms have the same variable, and also the order of the variable is also same. You know, if this one is a 5x squared and this one's 3x, this one you cannot merge. You can only write this one is a 5x squared plus 3x, but you cannot merge these two terms together because they're not like terms, because their order is different. This one's 2, this one's 1. But here you have their variable are all x, and also their order also are all 1. So that means these two terms called like terms, they can be merged together. You got an 8x. Okay, so now let's see the example 2.4. Say Lisa has 4 packs of gums and 5 extra pieces of gum. Richard has 7 packs of gum and 3 extra pieces of gum. Suppose each pack of gum has X pieces of gum. Write the expression expression for the total number of pieces Lisa has. Okay, now if you did not memorize the information, you can go back, double check. See here, Lisa has 4 pack of gum and 5 extra pieces of gum, and Richard has 7 pack of gum and 3 extra pieces of gum. Then they ask you write, say each pack of gum has X pieces of gum. Write expression for the total number of pieces Lisa has. So Lisa has will be 4 times X plus 5, right? Because each pack you have X gum. So Lisa has 4 packs of gum and 5 extra. So total number of Lisa has, that's 4x plus 5. Then they ask you write the B, write expression for total number of pieces Richard has. Richard has, that will be 7 times x plus 3. Because this Richard has 7 packs of gum. Each pack, that's x number of gum. So that's 7 times x plus 3. So then C, write expression for the total number of pieces they have together. So that means you need to add 4x plus 5 with 7x plus 3 together. They ask you add these two together. Now D, they ask you simplify this expression. Simplify, that means you need to merge their like terms. But the difficult part is you need to understand what is the like terms. See here, 4x and 7x, they are like terms because they have the same variable. That means if this one writes 7y, you cannot merge these two together because this variable is x, this one is y. But now they both are x, and their order also same. We did not write this order. That means this one power that is 1, this also is 1. So that means these two terms, they are like terms. The only difference is coefficient, is this constant. So then if we try to merge them, you just first open the parentheses because they are all positive. You know, you use 1 times, right? We did not write 1, but you can think there is 1. Then you just open this parentheses. You get 4x plus 5, then plus 7x plus 3. Then, you know, we already learned from the previous chapter, for addition, order does not matter. You can combine any terms together, do the addition or multiplication by yourself, but later the result still will be same. So that means we can combine 4x and 7x together. We can add these two terms together. Then we can also add these two constant together. Then you can get this one, 4x plus 7x, that's 11x. Then plus 8, right? This one's answer. So this one, that's D. Now let's go to E. E, they give you a different expression. Then they ask you simplify. Everybody do this. Send me your answer. Say if you did it right. This one, 3r minus 2 plus 3r minus 4, then plus 7 minus 5r. Okay, Max got it correct. Edison got it correct. Who else? Say first, you need to open the parentheses because we don't see the negative sign outside the parentheses. So then that means just drop off the parentheses sign without change other things. Just drop off the parentheses sign. You don't need that here. 7 minus 5r. Newton, you also need the your result. You need double check. So now let's see, 3r plus 3r minus 5r. These three terms are like terms. So then let's write these three terms together. 3r plus 3r minus 5r. These three terms are like terms. We need to merge these three terms together. Then left are our numbers, constant. So that will be 7 minus 2 minus 4. Right? 7 plus 7 minus 2 minus 4. So then by this way we can simplify. 3r plus 3r, that's 6r. 6r minus 5r, you get a 1r. 1r, you don't need to write that 1. You just write r there. We know this one will be 1r. Then plus 7 minus 2, that's 5. Then 5 minus 4, that's 1. So correct answer is r plus 1. Okay? Then you need Newton, you need to double check your answer why you dropped the 3r. You know, the first term you have 3r here. The second one you have another 3r. Okay? So correct answer is r plus 1. Now let's go to next example. This one asks you simplify the product of the expressions. So here we have two expressions. One is y squared, another is y power 4. They ask you simplify this. Okay, Max, you're right. Who else? So this one, you know, it's exponents, multiplication of exponents. They have the same base, y. So product, this one just need to add these two power together. Y power 6. This one's correct answer. Now let's see B. Simplify this. Simplify this. First, you also need to open the parentheses. First one is 2x. Second one times 3x cubed times this. You can put a dot here. Then for multiplication, the order does not matter. So that means you can combine any number of variables together, calculate the multiplication, then get the same result. So we can do 2 times 3 together. We can write this 2 times 3 together. Then we do x, the variable, x times x power 3 together. By this way, we got the 6x power 4. Right? This one's correct answer. Now let's go to C. Write this one as v raised to a single power. This one called product of the powers. So v power 3, then power 5. This one equals, if you say based on the definition, yeah, Max, you're right. This one will be 5v cubed multiplied together. This one equals v cubed times v cubed times v cubed times v cubed times another v cubed, right? So then here you have 5 of these terms. Then based on this example, just add their power together. So this one you got a v power 15 because you have 5 3's here. So correct answer is v power 15. Now let's see D. D asks you calculate 2x, then parentheses power 3. So this one, we can just need to distribute this power. We can write this one's 2 power 3 times x power 3. So then you do 2 power 3, that's 8, then x power 3. So the correct answer for this one is 8 x power 3. So now let's go to next example. This one, they also ask you simplify each expression. First one, x power 7 over x power 3. Everybody do this. What's your answer for this? This one, first we can write that's x power 7 because this one is division, right? Division, you can write this one multiply the negative power 3. So when you change the power from the numerator to the denominator or from the denominator to the numerator, you just need to change the sign of that exponent. See, this one, that's x power 3. It's on the denominator position, right? But then we try to move this one to the numerator position. You just change the sign of exponents. This one x power negative 3. Then you can say based on the row for this, just add this 7 and negative 3 together. You got this one equals x power 4. Okay, Max, you're right. Now let's simplify this b. This one, first we can cancel out their common factor, right? We can cancel out the 4 and 20, right? So we got this x power 9 over 5 times x power 2. So we can write this one's 1/5 times x power 9, then times x power negative 2. So then you got this one equals x power 7 over 5. Right? X power 9, 9 minus 2, that's 7, so x power 7 over 5. Now simplify C. Simplify this. So let's first move all the variable term to the numerator position based on this rule. If you just change from the denominator to the numerator, just change that power exponents to the opposite side. So if this one's positive, you change it to negative. If this one's negative, you just change to positive. So then we can cancel out their common factor. So this is 5, then this will be the 4. So 4 also cancel out with this 8. So coefficient, that will be 2. Then for the variable terms, that's first one is t power 3, second one is t power 4, divided by t power 8, so we can write times t power negative 8, then times t power 12. So then you just add their exponents together. Negative 3, positive 4, that will be positive 1. Then minus 8, that will be negative 7, then plus 12, that's equal to t power 5, right? You can also do it this way. 12 minus 8, that's 4. 4 plus 4, that's 8. 8 minus 3, 5. So this one's correct answer, right? So then now let's simplify this 2.7. This one asks you simplify this expression. To simplify this, first you need to try to write the number as the powers. Definitely, you know, this one, root 3, that's will equals power, that will be 1/3. So 27, that's 3 power 3. Then x power 9. Then this one, that's power 1/3. So just learn from the previous problem, you know, if x power a, then power b, this one equals x power a times b, right? So then you can do same thing, 3, then power 3 times 1/3. This is the first term. Second term, that will be x power 9, then times 1/3. This is the new power for x. So then you simplify 3 times 1/3, that's 1. 3 power 1, that's 3. You don't need to write that 1 there. Then 9 divided by 3, that's 3. So you get x power 3. So this one is the correct answer. This for A. Now let's simplify B. B, this one, first you can write 200 as 10 power 2. This one then times 2, then times r power 10. Then the square root, that's actually power 1/2. Then you distribute this power, you get a 10 power 2, then power 1/2, then times 2 power 1/2, then times r 10 power 1/2. Then you simplify this. First term, that's 2 times 1/2, that's 1. So 10 power 1, you don't need to write that 1, that's 10. Then 2 power 1/2, that's root 2, right? Then r power 10 times 1/2, that's power 5. So the correct answer for this one is this, right? Now, let's see C. Look at what happens to your answer, to part B, if r equals -1. So this one, after we simplify, we got a 10 times root 2, then r power 5. Now in this part, they ask you if r equals -1, what is this one equals? So say when r equals -1, so then we get this one 10 root 2 times -1 power 5. -1 power 5, that's equals -1. So we got this one equals -10 power -10 root 2. So then they ask, what is necessary to state that r is positive? This one, yeah. So when if r equals -1, now let's say here, if you plug to here, you get a negative, right? But actually, the square root cannot be negative. The smallest value for square root, that will be 0. Say, if 0, square root, you get a 0. Then any other numbers, say the x, here r power 5, here that's r power 10, right? 200 times this. Then you actually, the correct answer should be -1. Should be 10 root 2 times absolute value of r power 5. Because here, If r is positive, this one equals this. Absolute value of r will greater than 0. That will equal this. But if r is less than 0, this one is not equal this. This one should equal negative 10 root 2 then r power 5. Because if r is less than 0, r power 5 will be negative. The square root of a positive number will never be negative. At least should be 0 or greater than 0. Cannot be a negative number. So if r is a negative number, that means we need to take absolute value of r then plug in. That means you need to use a positive r to plug in. If you use negative r plug in, you get a wrong answer. So the correct answer for this one should be 10 root 2. It's not negative 10 root 2. Because here, say r is positive. If r even is negative, that's fine, because r power 10 is still positive. So this one is still meaningful. But the value of this one is not equals r power 5. 10 times root 2 r power 5. This should equals 10 root 2 times absolute value of r then power 5. Okay? Here it's a little bit tricky. You need to pay attention. The reason is whatever r is positive or negative, r power n, this is a even r, even power, right? So this one always positive. So 200 times r power times a positive number, this one is positive. So this one, square root of this number is meaningful. That's it makes sense. But when you write this one is 10 root 2 times r power 5, you suppose r is greater than 0, greater or equal 0. If r is less than 0, you should not write this one anymore. You need to use absolute value of r. Okay? This one is a little bit tricky. So now let's see, we already finished the second section. Now let's go to next section. Distribution, subtraction, and factoring. So distribution, that means if you have this expression, like 5 times 3 plus 8, actually we're almost, now let's see, we still have 10, with 5, 45, 10, 6, 45, okay. So that means we can distribute this 5 to inside of this parenthesis. We can write this one is 5 times 3 plus 5 times 8. So this one called distributive property. Okay? Say if you have 5 times 3 plus 8, you can calculate like this way. Definitely you can also calculate like 5 times 11. You got a 55, right? So you check if you do this way, you got a 15 plus 40, then you also got a 55. So that means correct. You can do this way. This property called distributive property. Okay, so now let's do some examples. Use this distributive. But if you do the opposite direction, if I give this, you write like this. This one called factoring. Okay, so if you do forward, this one called distributive. If you go backwards, write this one as this called factoring, because we have common factor 5 here. So we can take common factor out, then times parentheses 3 plus 8. So now let's see. Let's expand it, this product. Everybody do this. See, what's your answer? If you expanded this product, this called, because we already learned this one called distributive property. So that means this one equals 2x plus 14. Yeah, Max, you're right. Now let's see B. Simplify the expression this by first expanding both products, then combining like terms. So to simplify this, they said first you need to expand it, both products, then combine like terms. So everybody do this. See what you get. So first now let's expand this one. Get a 2x squared plus 6, then plus 3x squared minus 27, then like terms. See, these two terms have the same variable x, and also their order, that's 2, they're same. The only difference is coefficients. So that means these two terms are like terms. We can merge them together. So you can take x squared out, you get this one's 5x squared. Then 6 minus 27, you get a minus 21. So the correct answer for this one is this. Now let's go to 2.9. See, this problem, it said minute balls is 7 feet, 7 inches tall. Arrow ball case are 5 feet 3 inches tall. How much taller is minute ball than arrow ball case? Okay, so everybody do it. So this person that's 7 feet, that's 7 feet and 7 inch, right? Second person that's 5 feet 3 inch. Yes, you use this one minus this one. Newton, you gotta correct. Let's say who else? This one give you 2 feet. That's also correct. And 4 inch. Now they ask you, right, say simplify this expression. Everybody do it. Say what's the answer for this? This one is a little bit tricky. Definitely you should open this parenthesis, but here you have a negative sign. This negative actually, that's -1, so that's -1 times each term inside of this parenthesis. So you got this one is x plus 3 minus 3x minus 9. So then like terms, x and -3x. So merge these two terms, you get -2x, then minus 6. Okay, so this one is correct answer. Now let's simplify this expression. So this one is a little bit similar with the previous one. You still need to open the parentheses, For open the first one, because we don't have the negative sign or the other number outside of this parenthesis, so that means you can remove this parenthesis sign immediately with not the other change. So that means this one equals t squared minus 5t plus 4. But the second one is different. Second one, because this negative, that means this one is -1. -1 times all the terms inside this expression. So when you try to open this, you need to use -1 times each of them. You got a negative t squared plus 7. Then you add, say, t squared minus t squared, that cancels out. Then you have this term left, and 4 and 7 they are also like terms. Need to add together, you got a negative 5t plus 11. So this one's the correct answer. Now, let's see next example. This one is ask you factoring 3 out of 3x plus 6. See, this one, we know first term that's actually 3 times x. Second term, you can write that's 3 times 2. So then we say we have the common factor 3 here. So that means we can take this 3 out, then the parenthesis x plus 2. Right? So the correct answer is this. You say that's you write this one product and expression. That's 3 times x plus 2. Now let's see B. This one they also ask you to do the similar work, factoring. So you can write this one negative 18a squared plus 15. You cannot get 15. So you can write this one is 5 times 7, that's 35. So that means you can only take a 5 out of these two terms. So we got a 5, then here that will be negative 3a squared plus 7, right? So this one is the result. You can also take this negative out, make the first term is positive. Take a negative out, then get this one will be 3a squared minus 7, right? You can also write it this way. Okay, now let's see next one. Write this one as a product of x and another expression. Say the first one you can write like x times 3x. This one will give you 3x squared. Then plus x times 2. So say we have their common factor x, take it out. You got the 3x plus 2 left. Then this one you can take 2a out, right? You got the a squared plus 8a minus 4, right? So then say we go to next one. This one they still ask you factoring this. So to factor, you need to just find their common term. So this one, say, their common term is 2n plus 1, right? Their common term. So that means you can take 2n plus 1 out. Then you have n plus 5 left. So this one, that's equals 2n plus 1, then times n plus 5. Okay, this one's correct answer. Okay, Now let's see what expression is a factor of both this one and this. That's this, right? 2n plus 1. Then notice that this one, they take the n out, right? They ask you n times n plus 5 times n. You can find there have the common factor n here. Take n out, you get n plus 5 times n. Okay, use this and your observation from the first part to factor in this. Okay, so actually we already factored this one. You take 2n plus 1 out, then have n plus 5 left. Okay, so actually we already did that. Now let's see example 2.12. So this one, it said Shauna did a number trick with Zach. She told him to pick an even number, double it, and add 48, divide by 4, subtract 7, multiply by 2, and subtract his original number. She then tell him the result he should have attained. Okay, how to solve this problem? They give you the 2 steps. First, A, you set x be the Zach's number. Write expression that describe the operations Shauna tells Zach to perform on the number. Okay, so now let's see. If Zach's number is x, then Shauna tell him pick an even number. X definitely an even number, right? Double it. Here that you got the 2x. So here pick an even number. Suppose that even number is x. Double it, you got 2x. Then add 48, you got a 2x plus 48. Then divide by 4. Divided by 4, then you get say 2x plus 48 divided by 4, right? Then this one minus 7, yeah, I just write here. 2x plus 48 divided by 4, then minus 7. Then multiply by 2, that means multiply 2 to this result. Then subtract his original number. His original number is x, right? So that means this one subtract x. Then let's say Shauna will know the result he should have attained. So that means we need to simplify this expression. Say what is the result. To do that, 2x plus 48 divided by 4, we need to simplify here. We got x plus 24, then divided by 2. Because their numerator and denominator has a common factor 2, we cancel out. Then 2 times this. Then minus 2 times 7, that's 14. So 2 cancel out with this 2. Then later we need a minus x. So then you can get, say, x plus 28 minus 14, then minus x. So x and negative x, they are like terms, they're cancel out. Then 28 minus 14, you get this one equals 14. So see, from this result, we know whatever Zach pick a number, we always get that result is 14. So then that means Shauna can just ask Zach pick any even number he wants. Then the result always equals 14. Okay? Say after we simplify, they always get this result is 14. So time is up. We can stop here. Then your homework will be all the exercise problems behind each section we learn. We can stop here. Everybody, bye.